Welcome to the Keep Your Cool Mama podcast, where it's all about you, Mama. I am your host, Sheila. I am here to help the busy, overwhelmed mom reclaim her sanity, balance motherhood, her self care, and to unapologetically grow. I am so happy you are here and hope you plan to stay a while. Kick your feet up, sit back, relax, so we can focus on you. Let's go, cool mama. Hey, cool mamas. Welcome back to another episode of the Keep Your Cool Mama podcast. I am your host, Sheila, and I'm, as always, super excited for today's episode. But I'm mostly excited because I have a special guest. But before I introduce her, I just want to say, one thing about us as moms that I feel remains true for most of us is we are great at taking care of others, but not so great at taking care of ourselves. And it's not because we don't want to, not because we don't care. And I want to get into that later in the episode, but we just need to do something about that. And September is Self Care Awareness Month, and we are continuing our focus on self care for moms. And last episode, we talked about physical self care, like taking care of our bodies physically. And our special guest was Christian Price. And if you haven't listened or watched that episode on YouTube, I would suggest that you go and watch that episode because it was so good and so helpful. It was definitely helpful for me, and I think it'll be helpful for you as well if you have not watched it. Um, but this week, I want to have a conversation about why self care is so difficult for moms and how we can make it easier to attain. I just want it to become like a lifestyle change for us and not just like a every once in a while type of thing. And as you can see, if you're watching this on YouTube, I am not having this conversation alone. And I'm going to be chatting with one of my favorite people, Brittany, aka Hunni B. And you've seen her before. She was on an episode I think it was about 3 or so episodes ago, and it was such a great episode. We talked about partnering up with God and motherhood, but today we're going to talk about self-care. And let me go ahead and introduce Brittany. Brittany is a dedicated mother, entrepreneur. She is a creator and founder of her amazing brand, Calm Mommy. Calm Mommy provides products to help moms, just to help them stay stress-free. And her mission is to help moms stay calm in every season of motherhood. So welcome back to the podcast, Brittany.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
I always love our chat. So, yes, I'm excited.
Yes, I'm so excited and honored to have you back on the podcast today. And, before we get into our conversation, I have to do a cool mama check-in.
Yes.
You down?
I am down.
Okay, cool. Now I'll go first and then you can go after me. This week, and it's only Tuesday, and that's crazy that I'm like this week. But today, this week, the past few weeks, I was just telling you, it has been testing me, every part of me. And I told you that I feel like I'm hanging on by a thread, but at the same time, I'm being carried. God is carrying me through this season. I am, as I always say, which I wish I wasn't always saying this, but, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. But I think that has a lot to do with me being mentally tired and exhausted and not just physically. And it's making me physically exhausted, with school and everything. So today in particular, I just feel like I'm just floating, like in the sense where I'm just going, I'm just doing what I got to do. Not really thinking about it. Feel like I'm just like on autopilot, which is to me really isn't a good feeling to feel like you're on autopilot. Like I like to be
In the moment. Yeah.
Intentional about what I'm doing, paying attention to what I'm doing, making good decisions. Not saying I'm making bad decisions, but I feel like I'm not really here.
Mm.
So definitely this conversation today is needed in talking about self-care, because I need it more than ever.
Yeah.
So pray for me, girl.
I got you,
For
sis.
your girl. But how are you today?
I don't want to sound like a broken record either, but I'm a little tired today. I will say because life has been on go mode.
Mhm.
These last few weeks, it's been a lot of testing, a lot of trials. I know God is refining me. He's
Mhm.
purifying me, so it doesn't feel good.
Mhm.
Although I know on the other side of the refining and the purifying, the pruning, um, that it's going to be a beautiful thing. Like it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to, like in James, count it all joy when you go through,
Mhm.
various trials and tribulations.
Yes.
I'm doing my best to do that, but sometimes it's hard.
Mm.
Okay. So even with it just being Tuesday, I have accomplished so much. I was up late last night because I was filling out paperwork to be a vendor with the county. Yes.
Awesome.
So Calm Mommy has officially submitted paperwork to be a vendor with Fulton County here in Atlanta. So
Yay.
I'm excited because the job that I wanted, God did not allow me to get, but I'm thankful because I'm able to see why. Because now I'm able to go into that same place that denied me a job and speak to moms without having to be an employee or the risk of losing my job because I'm sharing Calm Mommy with them, sharing, the wisdom that I have. So even though there's a lot going on, there are some beautiful things that, God is allowing me to see. There's beauty in the storm,
Yes.
So,
I
so
love
yeah.
that. Congratulations. That is
Thank you, girl.
awesome.
Thank you. Now that's big
That is a big
because,
step.
girl,
I love
the
that.
process, the 3 years
Yeah.
that I was even trying for the job that I wanted and did not get,
Mm-hmm.
and here we are full circle. And I just I got the email from the coordinator a few days ago to submit my just registration to become a vendor.
That
So
is
yeah.
awesome. Oh my gosh. Yay. I'm excited to hear about
I'm
all
excited.
the things coming
I'm
up.
excited
Awesome.
because it's been crazy. Like it's in a good way.
Yes, God is good. I gotta get to Georgia so I can
Girl, yes. I think we
yeah,
should do like a mommy event or like a mommy retreat or
we
something.
should go speak it. Yes.
Yes, we need a mommy retreat.
Absolutely. I love that. I'm
Connect
writing it
our
down
mom communities together.
for sure.
I
Yeah.
think that would be really dope.
Yes, absolutely. Let's make it happen.
Okay.
I'm writing it down. I'm writing it down
Yeah.
here and I'm gonna write it
Yes.
down later. Yes, write it down, making it plain. Yes,
Yes.
I love it. Oh my God, I love that for you. Congratulations.
Mm.
You always coming through with the good, cool mama check-ins. So, because mine did not leave off on a good note. I'm like, this is it.
Girl,
Okay, now
it
how
was
you
still
feeling
struggling though.
today?
Staying up 12:30 in the morning.
I'm happy that you ended us on a happy note because, girl, that is so awesome.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
You deserve it. You deserve all of the good things, all of the blessings that God has for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I love that. Okay, well, let's get into today's topic, self-care. So self-care is something that Brittany and I have in common as far as we want this for moms. We want it for
Yes.
ourselves. We want it to just be a thing for us, not just a thought, not just a desire, but a thing. And we strive to make it a thing for moms and make it a thing for ourselves. But, in all honesty, self care is not easy
It's
for a
not.
lot of us as moms. And I feel like a lot of us feel as though it's not attainable because of how hectic our lives are. But regardless of if we feel like it's not attainable or how difficult it can be, we have to make self-care a top priority. Because if we don't take care of ourselves, if we don't do what we need to do to make sure that we're okay, we cannot pour from an empty cup.
Facts.
So, we have to make it a top priority. And so I think, Brittany, you are the perfect person to help encourage moms to make self-care a top priority.
Mhm.
So super happy that you're here today to talk with me about it. So before we get into like the nitty-gritty of self-care, can you just share with the audience what led you to start your business, which is geared
Mhm.
towards helping moms to take care of themselves?
So this all started in 2021, after I was diagnosed with postpartum depression and postpartum anxiety. And
Mm,
at the time, I did not know anybody that had ever experienced it. So I was just, oh gosh, like a fish out of water. Like, what the what?
mm,
And I didn't know how to like take the diagnosis because I'd never been diagnosed with a mental health disorder ever.
mhm,
I was prescribed Cymbalta, which is a antidepressant,
mhm,
and I decided not to take it. I told my doctor, I said, I'm actually in school right now. I'm studying alternative medicine and things of that nature. I don't think that that's the route that I want to go,
mm,
but I'm going to try this out and I'll let you know how I feel. Right. And I started with lemon balm. That was the first tea that I started drinking,
mm,
which lemon balm like promotes like, relaxation and things of that nature. So I'm like, yeah, I got this. But it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to help what I was dealing with mentally.
okay.
So I added other herbs along with doing therapy, journaling, and things of that nature. That's what really started me with Calm Mommy. So it was like me battling my own internal thing. I already knew that I had this one thing. I was already practicing alternative medicine. That started in 2018. And then God gave me a problem that needed a solution. So
Mm,
now they can be married together. And now this is my purpose.
mm,
Because it's like, what am I going to do with this thing that I've gone to school for
mm,
if I don't even know where's my mark? Where am I trying to reach? What am I trying to reach? Who am I trying to reach? And it wasn't until I experienced postpartum depression and anxiety. Nobody in my family has ever dealt with it. Nobody in my family has ever dealt with any like mental health disorders.
mhm,
Let me take that back. Not in that regard. So just that with that being said, this was new. This was something that was foreign.
mhm,
And I thought I was crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I thought I was going crazy. But
mhm,
that was my motivation because I'm like, I can't be the only mom. I cannot be the only mom out here dealing
mhm,
with what I'm dealing with. And furthermore, all this stuff that I'm learning, I'm getting here. It's wisdom, it's knowledge, it's understanding.
mhm,
I can share this with somebody else. Like,
mm.
hey,
Yes.
mom can drink some tea. She can, drink the tea and be calm. She can drink the tea and fall asleep and have a restful sleep. I make magnesium products now, which that came later, but it's like that became what it was, me being the testimony.
Yeah. Yeah.
The me being the testimony before Calm Mommy was even a thing, like before it's become like it's becoming. And it's just like I'm just watching God just do it. It's weird. It's like I watched it form, didn't know that in the midst of me, see the trial, counting it all joy again. As I know I mentioned that like off camera, but just count it all joy. It's just like wow, like
Yeah.
these trials, these tribulations, they come, but something is being done in the background that we don't understand. We don't see it. So
Mm, mm, mm.
that's I said all that to say that was the
Yeah.
reason.
I love that. I think when you just allow God to lead you and stop trying to figure it all out,
Yeah,
it all comes together.
and it all
And
makes sense.
yes. And it all makes sense. I mean, because one of the things that we know as new moms and just as moms, just period, no matter how long you've been a mom, sleep deprivation
It's real.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not just in when you are going through postpartum, not just when you just have a lack of sleep because of your child crying
Mm-hmm.
and all of those things. Like, because I that's one of the things that I deal with, and I have a 17, 15, almost 16, and a 9, almost 10-year-old.
Mm.
And I still deal with sleep deprivation. And I can say that your tea, when I remember to drink it,
Facts. That part.
because we're going to talk about intention later, but when I remember to drink it,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's another product that you have that I want you to talk about that has also been helpful.
Mm.
Like, sleep is so important. It's
Woo. That's crazy. I was wondering why that kept coming across my page. I wrote something down. No, you're right. You're right.
it is so important. If we don't have sleep, we can't do anything.
No, you're right. Come on now,
Nothing.
Sheila. You preaching here, Sheila.
So, the fact that you came up with, well, the Lord told you what to do and you did it.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you did that, it just, when you think about how something as small but as big as sleep can make just such a huge difference in a mom's life.
Yes. Because let me tell I have to read this because I was wondering why I kept like flipping back and forth to it. And
Yes.
it's I remember writing this. This was a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote, I was fighting the rest I needed to heal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, how many times as moms do we honestly fight the rest that we need to heal? So, how do I heal anxiety? How do I heal depression? How do I heal overwhelm? How do I heal stress? Rest.
Yep.
And if we're not getting it, our bodies there will be a reflection. A
Man.
reflection of us not getting enough rest, a reflection of us not getting deep sleep. And I'm working on that. So it's a process. And I try not to beat myself up about it. So I make my room dark now, make my room cold as I can tolerate it. Because those are great sleeping I say a great sleep routine, a great bedtime routine, having these things. So,
Mm-hmm.
clearing your room from light as much as possible, especially like the
Yeah.
LED lights, and everybody likes to have those LED lights now. That's
Yeah.
not great for sleep. It's
Yep.
not great for deep sleep.
Nope.
So we have that going on, and then we sleep better when we're in a cool environment.
Mm.
We stay asleep longer because when our body changes temperature, we tend to wake up in the middle of the night. A lot of people don't know that.
Ooh,
So
that
when
explains a lot of
our
things.
temperatures are fluctuating, it's because our body, a process is going on as we're sleeping and we're waking up, or it could be could be several things, but one of those things could be linked to if our room is not cool enough. Just
Wow.
simply just cooling the room down more, making sure the room is dark.
Mm.
Just
Now,
simple stuff like that. That
yeah,
right there, you're just like, what?
yeah,
Yes.
because the dark room, I've known about that,
Yes.
and because I make sure I have my sleep mask, if anything.
That. See, I'm
Um,
afraid. I'm weird. I don't like things on my eyes while I'm asleep.
I get it.
Like I feel like I'm like claustrophobic in my mind, I think. So
I
it's like
get it.
something on my face. It's like I can't see if danger is around. Like
I get it. It took me a minute to
I'm
to
trying. I have
actually.
several, Sheila. Why? Don't use them.
They're so good, but the room temperature, I didn't know that, but it
Yes.
makes sense because I get night sweats, but I love cover.
Same.
Um, but knowing like to keep the room cool helps you sleep
Yes.
better and deeper. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sleep needs to be, and I'm just now thinking about this. I don't know why I'm just now thinking about this, but when we talk about self care, sleep is like, besides like our relationship with Christ and our prayer life and all of those things, sleep,
Needs to be.
it's got to be at the top. Now, I want to share.
I just thought about something.
I did
I'm saying because
too.
it's like you're talking and it's literally here. When Jesus was asleep on the boat, Sheila, he was asleep.
He was
And
asleep.
it's like a simple concept, like the fact that even during the storm, though he was asleep, the disciples had to come and wake him up, though.
Yep.
So it was like the fact, how do you even sleep that deep, Lord? I don't know. But but the fact that he prioritized rest.
Yeah.
God prioritized rest. So why what we doing?
Let me share something.
Woo.
This good. This is getting good. Okay, let me share something. Saturday night,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, let me put this magnesium oil on my feet. Okay. Put the magnesium, and it's been like a couple weeks since I've done it. And now, mind you, one of my prayers has been like, because my dreams have not been like, I can't remember them. Normally, I can't remember my dreams. Normally, it's like, because I know that I know it's part of my gift, but I haven't been able to sleep well in years. And so that's why, one of the reasons why it's so important, and rest is so important, so that your body can be prepared and ready to receive what God is trying to give you, right? Because if you can't sleep, that's the thing. Okay, anyway, so I get the best sleep, right? I'm sleeping. I had a prophetic dream that night. And I haven't had, like, I was able to write down word for word what happened. And I was able to remember, and it was just tripping me out because normally I can't remember my dreams, but I prioritize. I'm like, I'm going to get rest tonight.
No, that's right.
And when I did that, the Lord was able to speak to me in a way that I haven't been spoken to by him in a long time.
Come on, Sheila.
And that dream was, oh my God, it was a dream. I have to tell you about that later. I'm not ready to talk about it publicly yet, but it was a dream.
Yeah.
And what I'm happy about the most is that the Lord spoke to me.
Yeah, come on.
And it wouldn't have happened if I wouldn't have gotten sleep, if I wouldn't have gotten rest.
Yeah.
And I was able to do so much the next day as well.
That's good.
Yeah. So
That's
sleep.
good.
So Calm Mommy is not just tea. It's not just all of the things, because I want to get into what the two main things that you sell, or what, because you coming out with the things, and I love it. So we're gonna talk about the things, but like, it's not just about that. Like, and
It's a lifestyle.
I didn't even think about it until now. It's bigger than that.
Yeah.
It's like the Lord wants us to be rested. And motherhood is a lot, but he gave us sleep. So if you're not able to sleep, we need to figure out why, and we need to use the things that the Lord has put here for us, like the teas and the oils and stuff that can help us get the rest. And also like prayer and getting those things off your mind, and journaling and all of those things, so that you can release and let that stuff go, so that you can get some good sleep. So with that being said, what products do you sell, and how do they individually help aid moms in creating a healthy self-care routine?
Okay. So I have 3 tea blends now. Oh, Lord. The first tea blend, which is the Calm Mommy tea, that's my baby. That's my first tea. That was the one that helped me through that postpartum depression and anxiety phase. It is calming, relaxing, reduces anxiety, depression, stress. So promotes calm. Can also naturally reduce blood pressure. So great benefits. I absolutely love it.
Me too.
So the second one is Blue Serenity. Now this is more like an exotic tea blend. This is if you want to be fancy, with your blue tea. That is Blue Serenity. Blue Serenity is still going to be the same calming effects, reducing headaches, reducing depression, anxiety, promoting calmness. But the greatest benefit of this one is the butterfly pea, which is a natural collagen boosting flower. So this is gonna help with your hair, your skin, your nails. Like everybody always asks, because I don't even have makeup on tonight. This is my skin. This is me.
Beautiful.
And I'm drinking my tea blends. I'm, of course, taking care of myself, drinking the water, doing the things. But I attribute it to the things that I'm taking because collagen helps with skin, repairing skin, and making sure you don't have those fine lines and wrinkles. Helps with building your nails and your hair and things of that nature, and also just strengthening and rebuilding your gut health. Another great tea here is what I'm drinking tonight. This is my new blend. This is a hormone balancing blend called Vitality.
What?
Yes, baby. Yes. So this is for my girls that's struggling in their, menstruating season and even like their menopause season as they're exiting that premenopause and still menstruating season. We still got those different things going on. Women that maybe wanting to boost fertility.
Okay.
For my sisters that still want babies, that's me here. I still want more babies, and that women that may be struggling with PCOS and symptoms of PCOS, which a lot of women lately I have been finding out there is a whole community of women that are suffering. So
wow,
that is also, but it's also still coming because I got that lemon balm in there. All right. So all of my teas are going to have a calming effect to it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when mommy is calm, the whole house is calm. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So the teas, if you're a tea drinker, if that's holistic living, herbalism, things of that nature, if you're wanting to get, I'll say like you're boosting your wellness in that natural way like that, teas is definitely your route.
Yeah.
But if you're not a tea drinker, we got things like Calm Balm. Saying it's crazy. I just happen to have this one. Ooh, right there.
I got some things to get.
Calm Balm is a natural pain reliever because it's made with magnesium oil. So magnesium, and I have all magnesium products. We got the Calm Balm, we got Revitalize. Oh Jesus, there we go. Calm Balm, we got Revitalize. Everything is over here. Hold on.
Okay, get it, girl.
So we got the Revitalized magnesium oil. This is my number one selling product.
Yes, that's what I use. That's what
everybody loves it. You just shake it and go on about your business. You spray it on your feet. You can spray it on your neck. Like I sprayed it on my neck because I had a headache earlier. You can spray it on your abdomen for gut issues and things of that nature, gut pain, back pain. This is more so for my arthritis girly. So my more seasoned women, mamas that may be experiencing inflammation and things of that nature, this is gonna be your friend right here. Okay. And then we got the Revitalized bath soak as well. So this is for my mamas that love taking baths. I'm a bath girly. So that's, like the things that I love, I'm bringing it into a place that can be beneficial to other moms. Now, this was something that I made. Like God gave me the sauce for this one. I didn't know at the time that there were other balms that you can use. I know there were like magnesium lotions, but Calm Balm is because Calm Balm was what God had gave me back in 2021. So over 3 years ago, God was just giving me all the download for Calm Mommy. And these are the things. Magnesium will help to not only reduce stress, but reduce pain. It can help you reduce anxiety and depression, help you get some sleep. Because the reason why a lot of people really love it is because it combats insomnia. Like you want to get a good night's sleep, spray the stuff on the bottom of your feet and under your armpits, baby. You was sleeping.
Listen, when I tell you I was knocked out, knocked out, but in the best
couple it with some Tito.
I did that before.
Baby, I fell asleep in the tub one time. I ain't gonna lie, Sheila.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
In
don't
the
do that
tub.
again.
I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, I'm too big for it to do anything. I sit there slumped over, but I was asleep. I'm like, yes. Woke up. I'm like, oh, I'm still in the tub. It's time to get out. Wait a minute. But it's so it relaxes you to that point.
Yeah.
Like magnesium is one of those. It's a nutrient that is meant to relax. So if you're not a tea girly, definitely magnesium is your friend to add to your self-care regimen. And I love it. I use it. My kids use it. It's like to know that these products actually work, and I'm not just doing something to just be doing something.
Yes.
I don't want to just be doing. Like I want you to heal.
Right.
Like I want you to feel better. Like I want you to add this to your self-care routine, and you actually reap the benefits of it. We want to be rested. We want to be well,
Mm-hmm.
and our body does the most healing when we're resting, when we're sleeping.
That's
like our body heals while we're asleep. Ain't that crazy?
That is like if we prioritize that,
so many people be well.
The game has changed.
For sure.
It's changed. Now, I have had the original Call Mommy tea, the first one when you first opened your business.
Facts, you did. Yes.
I got that one, and I have the Blue Serenity.
Yes.
That one, they're both really good. Really, really good. Both of them are awesome. Like I recommend both of them. The Blue Serenity is the one that agreed with my body the most as far as rest goes.
So many people, girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it just depends, like where you at, wherever you are.
But both, I would definitely
keep knock you
both
out.
on the shelf. Keep them both, and they last for.
Yes, because they're herbs. Just keep it sealed tightly.
Yep.
In a dry, cool place, you good.
And the magnesium oil, I told you, heard about what I just said about the sleep. Okay. That sleep, anytime I use a magnesium oil, like I actually have to take it at a good time, because if I don't, I will oversleep. So I have to, and usually, I mean, that's probably because I need like the sleep that I hadn't been getting. I'm getting it.
Your body just says, you know, man, we're gonna
take
rest.
it. Yeah, we taking the sleep. So if I do it, I have to do it early enough where like if I'm waking up at 5:30, I got to take it at least by like 8:30, 9 o'clock to make sure that I'm not oversleeping. But it is so good. And I have used it on my children as well. Actually, I used it on my oldest son last night because he was having like a muscle strain, and I put it there, and he knocked out, woke up this morning, and he was fine. So, and I'm not just saying this because Brittany is my friend. I'm literally saying this because the products work. And I haven't tried the balm yet. I have to try that one.
Now the balm, this one lady said, she messaged me. She said this worked for her sciatic pain. And I said, I know what sciatic pain feel like, because I had that when I had baby girl. That was the worst pain in my life. To me, that was worse than labor pains, because it wouldn't go nowhere.
Wow.
So that was when my research for magnesium really skyrocketed. I bought books because I'm already in school, so I'm not like outside of my lane. Like I'm literally in the lane, in the street, in the car driving. Like, we're gonna do this magnesium thing.
Wow.
And the Holy Spirit gave me the go ahead for the magnesium, like the external magnesium supplements, because I really at some point want like intestinal things. Like something that women can take, because I've been seeing a lot of like the magnesium powders. I was just like, you know what? That would be something. It'd definitely be a third party, but to have a magnesium powder to put in whatever drinks you want. It doesn't have to be a tea. You feel what I'm saying? Like if you don't want a tea, girl, you ain't gotta drink no tea. Yes. So I'm letting the Lord lead with that. But yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. Like these products are amazing, and excited for the moms who have already tried it and who will
Yes.
try it. Like it's everything. Like, and I will put the link in the show notes so that you guys can get your own Calm Mommy. I need to go and stock up on a few things myself, especially that balm, because I know 2 older women in my life, no, 3 that
Mm.
use it. So yes. Oh,
Listen.
that listen, Calm Mommy is a ministry.
Yes, for sure.
It is a ministry.
This is my ministry of reconciliation.
Hmm. I love it. So I was reading this article titled Real Self-Care for Moms, Why Mindset Matters More Than Massages.
Mm.
And it's by Dr. I think her first name is pronounced Pooja. It's Pooja. Last name Lakshman. She's a psychiatrist. So it's a really good article. I'll put the link in the show notes for the article. But there was this one insert that I wanted to read.
Mm-hmm.
So that we can, just talk about it a little bit. So it reads, one of the reasons that moms find self-care so difficult is the pressure of social norms and expectations. We are living in a time when moms are subjected to intensive mothering ideology,
Mm.
so that in order to be perfect moms, they must sacrifice every bit of their time, money, energy, and resources. When you're conditioned to believe that doing everything at a cost of yourself defines your worth as a mom, it's very difficult to prioritize your own time or mental health.
Yeah.
But if we can shift that mentality and view self care as an essential part of both being a good person to ourselves and being a good mother, we can break away from those expectations.
Mm.
That part, just the whole article is good, but that part, it is so much in there, but it's the mindset part in
Yeah.
particular. I just want to focus in on that because it really encouraged me to focus on the mindset that I have regarding self-care, because it's not always healthy. Sometimes if I'm honest, because this is what I want to zero in, it's that my mind isn't set on it,
Mm.
set on everything else. So it's not even that for me personally, it's like I want to do all of the things for myself.
Yeah.
I want to do all of the things, and I know how beneficial it is for me. And I am becoming more self-aware about what it is that I need, but my mind is so set on all other things that I'm not really
Mm.
making sure that I'm being intentional about doing what I need to do to take care of myself. Um, and a lot of us need to start with our mindset.
Yeah.
And I do agree that that does have a lot to do with social norms. That's not uncommon. Like, I really
Yeah.
do believe that what people tell us we are supposed to be as moms, a lot of the times people don't even think moms deserve breaks.
Right.
There's this mindset that I have seen personally where people think like, well, you signed up for this, so what
Mm-hmm.
else do you expect? But I don't believe that we have to subscribe to that because it's not true. I don't think it's true
And it's not sustainable.
at all, because we're human and,
Right.
we need breaks. We need care just like anyone else does. And if anything, we need care more than most people because we're just being pulled in
Yep.
every direction. So, and I think that our mind isn't set on ourselves a lot of the times because we're not pausing long enough to
Mm.
be tuned in to just our most basic needs, like sleep,
Mm.
not being tuned into our most basic needs.
Mm-hmm.
And, like I said, our mind is just on everything else and everybody.
Yeah.
Um, so my question for you is, you are someone who is, you're a mom first and foremost. You encourage other moms, like that's your lifestyle. You encourage other moms. So are you just as intentional about pausing to be aware of what you need when you need it, as you are for everybody else?
Truthfully, I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm working on it. And I can honestly say that because I'm and I feel like it's only because of the season that I'm in.
Yeah.
Because every season is different. Every
Mm-hmm.
season will require something different of you.
Yes.
And a required, I won't say a different version, but a more mature version of you, or
Mm-hmm.
intentional version of you. And right now in this season, I'm watching an old season come to an end. So with me experiencing the end of a few different things, right, in my
Mm-hmm.
life,
Mm-hmm.
it's causing me to be in like this hyperdrive mode. So I'm working the business now. I'm teaching again,
Mm-hmm.
and that's taken a lot of my focus from here home, because I have been a homemaker for so long. So 4 years, you know, working from home and being home here, and then
Mm-hmm.
having to go out into the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of alternated within the last 4 years in and out of the home, whether I was teaching, because ever since baby girl has been born, the only other job outside of Calm Mommy or any other thing that I've done has been teaching, because I love to teach.
Mm-hmm.
So right now in this season, I feel like I'm all over the place, but at the same time, it's like, Brittany, you got to be intentional about what you're doing. Like, you got to be intentional about setting time for yourself. So I'm working on that. Like
Mm-hmm.
tonight, like this morning, when I got up, the Holy Spirit spoke to me and said, "Oh, you getting sleep tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you go to bed tonight." I ate earlier. The kids ate tacos for dinner because it's Taco Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, "Okay, well, I'm full now. I'm drinking my tea. I'm sure after I finish this cup of tea, we finish, and I get ready for bed, I'm gonna put some magnesium oil on my feet, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to sleep, because it's like I know I need it." And
Yeah.
for me being in hyper go mode, like just go mode, I felt like I didn't need sleep. I felt like I could sacrifice sleep because there's so many things that I need to do. I got to make sure my business is running well. I got to, order product. I got to, create product. I got to do this. I got to do that. So I'm listing all of these things off and not taking a second to say, you know what, Brittany, go sit down somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And being okay with, when I come home from work, having a 2-hour decompress time.
Oh, that's
Now, to some people, they're like, "What? You take 2 hours to decompress?"
yes.
Teaching toddlers all day,
And your
and then
mom.
I'm like an hour from home,
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's a whole nother thing. So it's like, heck yeah, I'm finna decompress. I done drove, I don't know, 100 miles today. I'm coming home and I'm sitting on my sofa and I'm not doing nothing. I might scroll through Instagram or look at it YouTube or something. But that's me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still trying to figure out how to be intentional with her and find that balance.
Yeah,
Find the balance.
I get it. Um, Same. I I am trying to recognize when I'm tired,
Mm.
not pushing past that when I don't have to. Because I think a lot of the times I will push past it anyway because I'm like, well, I just need to get this done so that I don't have to
Yes.
worry about it later. But no, you need to prioritize your rest so that you don't run yourself in the ground.
Right.
Like, I have to do everything.
Yep.
Um, and utilizing help, like my older children and not babying my youngest son like I
Yeah. No, I feel you.
because he's 9 and he can do a lot of things. Like, you've gotten away with way too much of not doing stuff, son. Like, and so now we're getting into gear of like him having equal chores the way his older brothers have chores because that takes a load off. We're getting there. It's getting better.
Yeah.
But, just recognizing when my body is just tired.
Yes.
And because last night I was doing statistics homework, which
Oh,
I,
statistics.
statistics.
Good old stats.
Oh, yes. And I've had it before. Actually, I've had it twice before.
Wow.
And this time, though, 38-year-old Sheila. Mm-mm.
She ain't feeling
I'm
them
putting it,
stats.
I said, okay, there are 4 pages to this homework assignment. I'm doing 2 pages and I'm going to spread it out the rest of the week instead of not procrastinating,
Yeah.
because that is an energy drainer in itself. And
Right.
making
Whew,
sure
don't
that
think
I
of that.
am separating things, because I'm a chronic, like, that's just who I've always been, as a procrastinator. And I'm in this season of life where I'm like, no, like, let's plan these things out so that you won't drain yourself.
Mm.
So I'm definitely also trying to get better about being intentional, because we're intentional about everything else.
Yes.
Everybody else, like you said, business, work, kids, school, all of those things, we need to be intentional about ourselves, because nobody can make you take care of yourself.
No.
Even if they
And I don't
suggest.
even think they care to even remind us, like, hey, girl, go sit down somewhere. We got it. I can't wait for that day. Now, my son, he'll go in there, he'll help cook dinner, but Shorty ain't taking on the whole load.
Like, very few times you'll get those times where people recognize that you have run yourself in the ground. Like, maybe you should sit down. But if we're like always running around trying to act like, oh no, I got it, or no, I'm fine, when you're not fine,
Right.
but you're making your exterior appear as though you are, you're going to get to that point where people are just like, oh, she got it.
Hey.
And then get mad when people aren't helping you. When you've created this type of environment where everybody relies on you and thinks that it's okay, when you need to create boundaries.
No, you're right.
So definitely, I think our mindset will change when we put ourselves on our mind and make it, like, think about ourselves and think about what we need. And when your body is feeling a certain way, like, paying attention to that. Because one of the questions that I was going to ask you is, how do you recognize, when, actually, no, this is the question I wanted to ask you. Okay, because sometimes, because we talked about seasons, you just talked about seasons, right?
Yeah.
And because, change is like constantly happening in motherhood and in our personal lives, like constantly, like, it's just, life is just always like that. It's always changing. And sometimes the self-care that we did back then isn't what we need now, and we need a change. So do you have any advice on how to recognize when a change is needed, when life shifts happen? Like, is there something like that happens, like, within you or around you, that you notice, like, I need to change some things around as far as how I'm taking care of myself?
I have 2 things. So one is, recognizing, of course, the season that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
So postpartum, right after having, I'll say something as recent as my last pregnancy, well, my son,
Mm-hmm.
and that whole process after losing him,
Mm-hmm.
even the duration of the pregnancy, like, I will say, like, I was not, like, really in tune with my gardening.
Mm-hmm.
I could care less about that garden. Wasn't thinking about the garden.
Right.
But it wasn't until my son passed. Now I'm in a new season of grieving. I'm in this season of, just my body. Cause I'm still, and that's the thing. Even though I don't have a physical baby, I have to recognize that I did go through a
Yeah.
pregnancy. I went through giving birth, a labor, things of that nature. So my body is still healing postpartum.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, it's only been a year. So I'm
Right.
still in the season of postpartum. My body is still balancing out, and I have to be kind to myself because I think I forget that because I don't have a
Mm-hmm.
physical baby. I'm more, well, why is my body not feeling like sis, you had a
Yeah.
baby. It's okay. You're not going to feel normal. And it takes us a while. It can take up to 5 years for our
Mm-hmm.
bodies to feel somewhat normal, like how we felt before we even got pregnant, which is
Mm-hmm.
wild. So I got pregnant within that 5-year period because my daughter is 3.
Mm-hmm.
So just thinking about that. But in this season of grieving, like I said, I wasn't caring about the garden first at first.
Mm-hmm.
I asked God to give me something to care for as
Mm-hmm.
I grieved. And the one thing that he gave me was my garden. He gave me back something that I literally had like thought, or in one season I wasn't able to focus on. That wasn't my self-care
Mm-hmm.
routine anymore. It
Mm-hmm.
was a self-care routine before, but I'm in a new season right now. I'm pregnant. I can't focus on no garden. I'm tired. You know how it is when you're pregnant. You're tired,
Yeah.
you're hungry, you're angry, you're happy, you're sad, all the things.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until I, just in this season of grieving that it's like, oh, sis, let's go back out there in the garden. And it's on the patio. I'm an urban gardener. Girl, we just harvested tomatoes, celery,
Yeah.
jalapenos yesterday. Was it
Wow.
a few days ago?
Mm-hmm.
But first of all, I've never yielded that much.
Mm-hmm.
But I was intentional about finding something that I could do that would
Mm-hmm.
not only benefit me, but now it's benefiting my children because now they get to partake of what's being grown in the garden.
Right. Wow.
And I get to feel myself like God is filling me up in that process. So I learned that I had to shift what I thought was what I needed.
Mm-hmm.
When God gave me something, it's like I'm thinking, like, Lord, give me something to care for. I'm thinking, girl, we went out looking for dogs. I wanted a dog. God said, no, ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
no dog for you. You get out there in the dirt, play in the dirt again, okay?
Right.
So, and that, but I'm seeing the fruit of even that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
being able to grow my own things. Like, oh wow, this is so cool. Like, look at the stuff coming up. Like, this is
Yeah.
crazy.
I love that.
But to be able to harvest that, I got to make a video about it because I really want people to see, like, yes, you can really do that. But just to
Mm-hmm.
grow food at home.
Yeah.
But that was a part of my self-care routine, and that is one of the things that helped me heal
Mm-hmm.
and helping me heal.
Yeah.
Going up there talking to him, hey, little babies, like, talk to him, sing
That
to him.
works.
And what was the other question? Because I feel like I guess
Just how to recognize when a change is needed.
so. Okay, so that was not, that was 2. Just
Yeah.
recognizing being in a different season. Sometimes you're not going to what you feel like you need it in one season, you may not necessarily need it in another season.
Mm-hmm.
Like painting, for instance. I used to paint my butt off. Like after I had Naya and I was going through the postpartum depression and anxiety, that whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
2021, painting was my friend. I love to paint.
Yeah.
But right now I like physically I don't even have time to paint. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when you can fit in certain self-care practices that you love to do, something that refuels you, something that this is my thing. This is
Yeah.
what this is how God pours back into me.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know when to shift.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't have time for that thing that you so deserved anymore. Now we have to find another focus. Okay, God, what do you want me this season? But this leads me to what God has been showing me, Sheila. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I really love this conversation. Like, I feel like this is very confirmational and prophetic to me
Oh wow.
in a few ways. Because God has been dealing with me on surrendering our self-care routines.
Mm.
And I didn't understand it at first. Because I'm like, Lord, what the heck does that even mean? But
Yeah.
to surrender our self-care routine so we can experience true healing. Because if we're not surrendered to him and we're not allowing him to come into that space with us, whether I am painting, whether I am in the garden, whether I am journaling, whether I, whatever self-care practice or routine you love that refuels you, if you're not allowing the Father to come into that space with you, you're just doing you're just doing a nice thing for yourself.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
when you couple that with the Father, you allow him into this space. You surrender this act. Like I surrender my gardening time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm sharing is what he allowed me to see. So I surrender my gardening time with him, right? To him. I never yielded that much from my garden ever.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing this for 3 years, Sheila.
Mm.
Never. You
Wow.
hear me?
Yeah.
Another great point.
Wow.
Exercising, because I don't exercise a lot because I'm not like a but
Mm-hmm.
I move around enough. I dance, I do the things, I'm the movement to keep my body going, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do movement as much as I can every day. It wasn't until I surrendered that space to him. That's how I lost the 40 pounds, Sheila. I tried losing weight so many times and it never worked. I brought God into this space. I'm like, I can't do this. I need you here. And I'm thinking that I'm just coming into a space where I'm just getting up, praying, I'm reading, I'm writing, I'm journaling, and then I go and I work out. And I'm thinking that I'm just doing it on my accord. I think I'm doing something for me. And I'm gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm gonna lose the weight or not. The weight started falling off the more God I took time with the Father. He's taking me through this process. But it was all self-care, Sheila. It wasn't separate. I'm doing things that I would normally do.
Yeah.
To refuel myself. But now I'm experiencing healing from it. How was that possible? Because I surrendered this space to God. I'm surrendering this space to God. But not only that, he wanted us to rest. Why did he give us a Sabbath? Why did he give us a Sabbath?
You're
He
preaching.
never wanted us to go, 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 till we never had a time to sit down and relax. We
Wow.
wouldn't have a Sabbath if that was the case.
Mm-hmm.
But he wants us to Sabbath. He wants to bring us into a rest. But we have to surrender that space to him. And that's self-care. Surrendering this space that we love to pour back into ourselves, but allow God to say, you know what? I want you to do the pouring. Let me go take a walk. And let me check with you while I'm walking. Let me pray while I'm walking.
Girl.
Let me do some exercises. Let me, dance around to some worship music. Put on Grow with Joe. Grow with Joe. She's true.
I love her.
Yes, that's my good. Didn't she have like the gospel little workouts?
Yes.
I said, come on now.
I love her.
And I'm just like, even in those, like what? Like surrendering that space to him. Like healing is limitless. He wants us to be. He desires above all things. I say this all the time. He desires above all things that we prosper and be in good health, even as our souls prosper. That is a desire. That is a promise. That's what he desires. That's above all things that we prosper and be in good health. All things.
Brittany, this is so good. That is so good. Do you like that set me free in so many areas? And like when you just trying to figure out like, why isn't this working for me? It seems to be working for everybody else. Why isn't this working for me? And so when you were talking that, and when I was looking down, I was trying to find the scripture. That reminded me of John 15, verse 5. I am the vine.
Come on now.
The one who remains in me and I in him produces much fruit, because you can do nothing
without me.
Nothing without me.
Thank you, Father.
And bringing him into your self-care practices. Like, because self-care is one of those things that is talked about so much these days that it's like just become like a commercial thing.
It's redundant. Like, it's like,
yes. But when you put Jesus in the center. That just that
It
blessed
blessed me.
me.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, shit.
Get up and run. That blessed me. Like, I
Oh,
can't do
Father.
this without you.
Facts. And you think and it's just self-care. Yeah, self-care. We can bring God into that
Wow.
space.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Like, that's just like, that's just it. Like, just drop the mic. That's it. There's nothing else to say.
And it's like he literally gave this to me like last week.
Wow.
I don't even know what I was even thinking. I don't know. It was like he was like, "But surrender. You surrender.
Woo.
Surrender." And watch me heal you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like I was diagnosed with PTSD. I don't know if I told you this.
Yeah, you did.
Was diagnosed with PTSD earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
Just dealing with traumatic things in my marriage, and I didn't realize that I was carrying all of that. I didn't realize that that was so like the trauma
Mm-hmm.
was embedded. I was holding it. I was internalizing. I did not know that. And to see myself now, I'm a lot different from what I was because I was having like panic attacks. It was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Just being in certain places, I was having panic attacks. I know that God is healing me. Like
Mm-hmm.
I still got work because again, this is all of this stuff is still very fresh. Recognizing that it was PTSD, just acknowledging it, not coming to agreement with it, but just acknowledging that I wasn't
Right.
feeling right. I'm
Right.
not feeling like myself. Something's off. Why am I feeling like this,
Mm-hmm.
Jesus? This ain't normal. But
Mm-hmm.
not realizing that I have not invited him into this space. Okay, if I'm going to journal, if I'm really truly going to journal, what did he say? He said to cast your cares on me because I care for you. So if you're going to cast your cares, if you're going to journal it out, you're going to write it down, leave it.
Mm.
Go picking it back up. If you're going to forgive yourself, because I struggled with that we had talked about that with partnering with God and
Yeah.
motherhood. I'm just
Yeah.
like, okay, Brittany, if you're going to forgive yourself, stop holding yourself in condemnation.
Mm-hmm.
You did it. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
God, he has grace. Let's move on.
Mm.
And that's the hard part, the moving on
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. It is. But he wouldn't have said do it if it wasn't doable.
Facts. I just got to remain in him. We got to
Yeah.
remain in him because
That's the
without
key.
him, we can do absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Like I
Woo.
wouldn't have lost this weight, Sheila. I tried it. I tried to do it so many times before. Sis failed miserably. When I say my fupa is disappearing, this morning I'm looking at myself. I'm like,
Yeah.
sis, hold on. You looking a little smaller in the midsection.
Yes.
Even after losing all of that weight, I was still struggling with like my belly. I mean, again, I literally just had a baby a year ago.
Exactly.
So I'm like, sis, your fupa is disappearing. It's getting
Surrendering it.
smaller and smaller.
Wow.
Yes. But I've never been able to accomplish this. That's what I'm trying to tell. I was like, but it wasn't until I literally said, this is yours. Like, I'm yours. I surrender. And
Mm-hmm.
I continue to surrender. I'm yours. So when I go into this space, I'm still yours. This is your space.
Mm.
I'm yours. I completely, mind, body, soul. That's hard. That's hard for me, Lord. And it's like he's been meeting me there every time. Every single time. Like to the point that I'm mind blown. Like I'm not even doing like strenuous workouts. I'm not
Girl.
doing nothing crazy. It's like I was doing more workouts then and wasn't seeing results. You see what I'm saying? Like I know it's God.
All he wants is your attention and your time, your
Yes.
surrender. And I just like that changed the game for me. So thank you for sharing that. And because when you think about self-care, like we just make it so much about ourselves and leave God
Yeah.
out of it, but it just changes the game when you put him in it with you. because he cares for you. And that just shows you didn't even have to do as much as you thought you were going to have to do, because he cares for you. He cares about it more than you do.
Facts. Because it was a desire that I had.
Yes. But that desire didn't just come from you. The desire didn't just come from you.
Exactly.
Oh, that's so good.
And he met me there.
Yes.
He met me there. He said he would do exceedingly and abundantly above all we can ask or think. Ooh. And he did that.
That's going to put me to some good sleep tonight. I love this. Oh my God.
Me too, Sheila. Like, here tearing up and stuff. Like, yes. Lord Jesus.
So good. Thank you so much for your time and your wisdom. As always, I like this conversation was everything. And I really do think that I know that this is going to help even just one mom. If we can just help one mom.
Yes.
Because it helped me.
He said he'll lead a 99 now. We'll help just one.
Yes, it helped me tremendously. Because there are just certain areas within my self-care journey that I just feel stuck. But that one piece, which is the biggest piece, Jesus, that one piece, that's going to change it for me. As much as I incorporate him, I've never incorporated him in my self-care. And that is going to be the game changer for me. And I know it'll be a game changer for many other moms. So that is a gem. And I'm just so grateful that he shared it with you and that you shared it with us. And I'm just grateful that you just took the time to come on the podcast again, because it was good. So thank you. I love you, girl. And I appreciate you coming on. So if you know of another mom that a mom that every mom needs to hear this message. Every mom needs to hear the message about why self-care is important, and understanding that we understand that it's difficult and the difficulties that come with that, but we can get through this and we can get through it together. So please share this episode with another mom that you care about. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe on whatever platform you're listening, if you're listening to the audio version. And I will talk to you all next time. Until next time, remember to keep your cool, mama. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.